Good morning, sisters. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to explain some of my health issues so that you guys understand. This is incredibly humbling for me because I want to be a strong, independent woman that doesn't need to ask for help. But God has chosen to give me a thorn, much like Paul had. We don't know exactly what Paul's thorn was, but it kept him humble. And God used it. So please hear me as I talk this morning. Curl's gone wild. As I talk this morning, just for a little bit, please hear that my struggle, and that God is going to be victorious, and I know that. So anyway, almost 8 years ago, I had a case of shingles. During Bible school. That's when everything started. In the past almost 8 years, I have had shingles 18 times. I have had allergic reactions that resulted in anaphylactic shock in the hospital. I've had skin pain, joint pain, severe abdominal pains, times that I can't see. There's times that I have severe brain fog. I can't think at all. I know all of y'all are like Dr. Mom kicking in, it's this, it's that, so on and so forth, even random toes hurting like for days, like they're being cut off and like somebody's cutting my skin off, and extreme fatigue, and it's just so weird. I'll have one thing one day and something else another day. And I've been to general practitioners, I've been to rheumatology, I've been to research doctors at Vanderbilt, I've been to allergy and asthma. I've been everywhere. So being bounced around and all kinds of different diagnoses, and but nothing has ever gotten to like the root that would address all of the issues, even if all of the diagnosis that I have received put together still doesn't explain everything that's been going on. And honestly, I am independent and bullheaded, and many times I just push through. I've just got to suck it up and go on, suck it up and go on, suck it up and go on. Times in which it was really dangerous to me and it was dangerous to others too, and I think back and I think, oh, why did I do that? That's my sinfulness. Anyway, long story short, I don't want to tear this on. Monday, I went to an endocrinologist expecting to hear the same thing over and over, because some of my thyroid numbers were extremely high at some points and really low at others, and the hospital told me that I was a medical mystery and blah, 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 blah. So I went in Monday morning, not feeling well, just I didn't even think to take my paperwork. I didn't think to take all of the evidence that I have, pictures and notes and documentation and food journals and you name it. I didn't think to take any of it, because in my mind this was just another routine. She's gonna slap a general diagnosis on there and or say, well, you're a medical mystery. I don't know. Okay, thanks. Or it's all in your mind. Thanks, I'm not crazy. Even though I've had bouts of anxiety and depression and a mental breakdown and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I went to Dr. Villfuertes, and she spent an hour with me. And I told her what all had been going on over the past 8 years, and she looks at me and she says, I think you have Derkham's disease. I'm like, okay, and that is? Essentially, it explains every symptom I have had over the past 8 years. Skin issues, muscle issues, bone issues, bad lab report. I mean, just you name it, it explains it. So basically, I do a little research and think, oh, this is a fat disease. Just because I'm fat, I gotta lose weight. No, it's not just fat. It's fat that will destroy my body. I might have watched too many YouTube videos and yeah. Anyway, I'm jumping the gun. Anyway, part of with Derkham's disease is that if you push yourself too hard and you have a buildup of lactic acid and inflammation, it will make the fat grow faster. And basically, the fat has all these tentacles, and those fat tentacles grow around your muscles. They grow around your organs, and it affects your lymphatic system. So all the bad stuff in your system builds up, and like you swell, and all that stuff can't go anywhere. So those are the issues that I'm having. That's the possible diagnosis. I've had to come off of medicines for a couple months to get my hormones back to normal. I've done blood work and urinalysis this week. She's ruling out some things. So over the next 2 months, and then in July we'll do continued testing to have a final diagnosis of Derkham's disease. With it, I have really good days where pain level is a 1 to 2, and I can survive. I can go about my daily activities. There are days like this week where I've had bad days. The fatigue kicks in. Pain kicks in. I get to an 8 or a 9. 10 is when I ended up in the hospital. Anyway, I've made a decision yesterday that I'm not going to keep pushing. It's time to be humble about this and say, look, I need help, and accept it, and to manage my life so that this disease does not manage me. Which means that, like, I did grocery pickup. Not because it was easy, not because I didn't want to go in the grocery store. I want to pick out my own produce. I want the good stuff. Most shoppers just give you the junk. I physically couldn't walk in the grocery store. It sucks to admit that. Anyway, like this morning, I'm grateful that some of our tribe are in the nursery. I'll have the girls. Hannah has to work. She's a single mom. We're going to get through this together. We're going to help each other. We're going to do what we can. God's going to bless it. God's going to take care of us. He has put us together for a reason. So anyway, when I cancel on you for something, I'm sorry. If it's a bad day, it's a bad day. And I may only be able to walk from my bed to the couch and play with the girls in my living room floor. If it's a good day, I may be able to meet you guys for coffee, and I may be able to walk the park. However, on a good day, I tend to overdo it. And then those bad days are more numerous. And I believe that's probably what I did last week, because I felt fairly decent and overdid it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, just overdid it. So anyway, this has carried on way too long. I'm sorry, I have rambled. Anyway, just know that I seek your grace. I seek God's mercy. And his healing, if it's his will. If it isn't, and this is my thorn, and this will be the rest of my life, I pray that it's purposeful, that God gives me opportunities to point myself to Jesus, and in how to maneuver through life, and how to point others to Jesus through this. There's a lady, and I can't even remember her name at the moment. She's on YouTube. She's a fellow believer. Unfortunately, she is progressed to the point she's in a wheelchair. Doesn't mean I'm going to. Hannah, don't wig out. So anyway, I I want to thank you all for your support and for your prayers, and I just pray that this video helps you understand when I make comments if I don't feel well, that this is what it's related to. I might feel better, I might not. It is what it is. God's gonna be good whether I feel good or not. So anyway, I love you girls. I love all of you. Just thanks.